So, over the years, we have, as you can probably tell by all these guns we have, done quite a bit of nerfing, and this is going to be a list, not a comprehensive list of all the Nerf guns ever made, ever. Just a list of all the guns we've had and used and that still work and even don't work if we still have them. I'm going to be starting off here with various pistols, my favorites personally. We'll be then moving on to different dart tag guns we have, which is not that many in comparison to some of the other categories. After the dart tag guns, we'll have vortex disc launchers over there, quite a few of those actually, very fun to use. After that, we'll be heading over to a very small category of two guns that just don't really fit anywhere else, followed by rifles. After that is going to be miscellaneous guns, various shotguns and rocket launcher. After those, we'll have the heavy ordnance, useful for laying down suppressive fire. And after that is going to be these fully or semi-automatic guns here that are useful for offensive charges. So we're going to start over here with the pistols, and I got this little one right here that I don't even know its name. I've had for so long. Wait, it's an SSAS-1. So not really a name, more of a designation. It's a little pump one. You pump it up, and then you get to just put out a little shot. Useful as a little pocket sidearm if you run out of ammo on your primary and secondary, and possibly even your pistol if you got one of those on. It's a little handy one to have as a spare. Not very useful though. There's better ones you could use than this. Next we have this one right here, which is the unnamed one apparently. It's a little blue pistol. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't find a name for this one. That was weird. It follows traditional cocking measures where you just pull this back, and it shoots a pretty nice shot in my opinion. It works best with whistlers of these blue ones right here. Especially the blue ones. Those work really well. Next we have a very fun one called the Jolt. This is a very tiny one which uses the unique mechanism of pulling down the little plunger right there. After pulling that down, you'll be able to shoot off a very powerful shot. It's basically a direct upgrade to this little pump one right here. Direct upgrades are going to be something I talk about throughout the thing. They're basically a gun that is either a variant or better version of a different gun. Like this one right here. That was actually a pretty weak shot. Let me do a better example with this one right here. Very powerful shot, also easy enough to just fit in a pocket or something, but if you're looking for something with a bit more firepower and more punch, this one right here, the Triad, works as a direct upgrade to the Jolt. It has 3 different barrels in which you can fit ammo in. I forgot to load this one, that was awkward. But you'll be able to fit 3 different bullets in there. It will have smart firing, so it knows which one is in there, regardless of what order you loaded it in. So this one shoots nice, powerful rounds, getting, as long as you push in, three. Okay, what is wrong with these darts? There we go. 3 very nice and powerful shots. Next we have this one here called the Rip Shot. It's one of the Zombie Strike series. It has a unique loading mechanism as it works like reverse cocking basically. You stick a disc in the front, you pull the thing back, fire it, then push it forward when you're done. It basically works like an opposite to every other single gun ever. That shoots a nice bullet, fairly accurate. Awkward reload, but if you're looking for that one little stealth shot from a bush or something, it'll do the job well enough. Over here we've got a pretty old one. I don't even know the name of this thing. It's the Switch Shot EX3. Makes sense how it's 3 darts. It actually shoots a pretty nice shot for being so old. It has a plunger that you just pull back in the back and then aim and fire. Some of the shots work better than others, obviously. But it overall shoots a pretty nice shot. And if you're looking for a nice pistol, I'd say this is a decent one to use. This next one we got here, one of my favorite, is the Slide Strike. It works as the clip-on to shorts or something. You can just unholster it there and let go a few rounds. Again, I actually forgot to load this one. I'm very absent-minded on these pistols here, apparently. But it is a very nice shot. I highly recommend this as it shoots a nice shot. And it's easy to store, so you can just pull out your primary or something and then just unload rounds. And when you run out of ammo, pop out the side, and you're ready to take on 2 or 3 more enemies with those 3 rounds you got in there. Also, the holster itself holds 4 rounds on there, so that would be a total of 7 enemies, assuming you're a perfect aim. Not bad. Next, we have the Maverick, which is a very old, very good gun. It doesn't work as well anymore, but I still think it shoots a pretty good shot out, and when it does shoot. Apparently, it doesn't want to. We'll use this shot. I think this is how it rotates. It rotates this way. So, we'll use this one right here. It shoots a overall pretty decent shot, except for that one apparently. But I would still recommend this one, even for as old as it is. But if you're looking for a spiffy new version, the strong arm will fit you nicely, as it is exactly the same gun, but shoots better. And I am horrible at loading these pistols apparently. I cannot remember to do that at all. So I'll just load 3 rounds here real quick. It's a nice revolver. I recommend it. It shoots a very powerful shot. You can easily get off a few rounds there. Good sidearm, especially if you're using it as a primary, secondary actually. It works really well. Following that, yet another pistol I forgot to load. I apparently cannot remember to load pistols. It is my weakness. If you ever engage me in combat and I pull out my pistol, do not fear, it will not be loaded. But this one is one of my personal favorites, at least when it worked. It shot really nice rounds, and it still does apparently. And when it does work. Sometimes the barrel rotates more or less than it actually should, throwing your count off of rounds. So just sort of pay attention to where it rotates. That one just rotated 3 things in one, so a bit awkward, but overall it works nice. And lastly, including the pistols, we have one of my actual favorites, probably one of the coolest guns ever, the Hammer Strike, one of the Zombie Strike series. It has very powerful fire, a little hammer back here which you can just pull back to easily reload with one hand, getting off multiple shots very quickly. Overall, it's a really good gun, and you can dual wield it even, which is awesome. That concludes the pistols. Next, we'll be moving on to the dart tag section, which is relatively small compared to everything else. First one up here is a very, very old one, which is just called dart tag. It doesn't have a name or anything, just dart tag. Overall, it shoots decently well for an older one, as long as the bullets actually stay in the front. But it is really one of the older ones out there. I don't recommend it for anything. There's better options. This is one of the dart tag pistols. It uses whistlers and lure on these new blue clip system ones, not the older ones, mind you. Those don't work well. It has a nice built-in clip here on the side, so you don't have to worry about pulling clips out and then having unwieldy clips to carry around. Pull the thing back, stick it back in, and it shoots a nice bullet. Overall, it's a pretty nice gun, shoots it well. Pain to reload though. If you don't have iron fingers, I don't recommend using this because it hurts to reload it. Or don't use it for very long. Next we have this rifle here, which again uses the whistlers and blues, as the other one did. It is basically an upgrade to the pistol, but more unwieldy. It has a 16 ammo clip here on the side built in. Same mechanism to pull the front down instead. And it shoots headshots apparently. But it's just a pretty nice one overall. When it shoots, occasionally it does jam. And lastly, to conclude the dart tag section, we have what looks like the B gun from Terraria. Is an unknown one. I think it's the dart tag. Well, it's a dart tag one. It has 10 rounds, and it's fully auto. Then you got 10 fully auto rounds, useful for suppressive or offensive fire. The bullets aren't the most accurate, and it's very loud. So if you're looking for stealth-based gameplay, this does not work. But useful at suppressing. So next over here we have the disc version's Vortex. This first one here is a little pistol called the Proton. One of my personal favorite guns ever. Shoots a very accurate, very long-range bullet, or disc actually. These are not bullets anymore. Very powerful at close range, and if you have discs to spare and you know what you're doing, very fast to reload and shoot another one. So overall, a very solid pistol. Recommended. Next we have the fuse fire, which works sort of as an upgrade to that one. You pull this back, let it go back in, and it shoots out a very nice round, like that one, but bigger. Also has a very cool streamlined loading way. where you just stick the discs in the back here, like so. Holds up to 5 discs like that, and then it just drops them down into the firing compartment when needed. It will get off fairly rapid fire rounds if you do it right and don't jam it on accident. Overall, it's pretty well, shoots nicely, and very accurate. So, another recommended one. After that, we have the Vigilon, which has a really cool loading mechanism of a drop-down compartment which holds your ammo in it for you. You recock it by pulling that back just like you would any normal gun, not like that weird pistol over there. Overall, it shoots very nice rounds that you can curve in order to get around corners. It's a very cool mechanic, that. And it shoots solid rounds. I recommend it. It's really cool. As an alternative to the Vigilon, if you prefer to have more firepower, we have the Diatron, which has a cool lever to cock it, and when you shoot it, assuming that it actually loads, apparently it doesn't want to. There we go. Shoots 2 discs at once, which, if you look over that way, you can see are fairly accurate at close range. They'll get an instant kill, and they work as suppressive fire at longer range, as you don't really know where they're going, nor does your enemy. Also, it uses the drop-down compartment for reloading ammo. Yeah, screw that bolt, we don't need that. That is the Vortex pistols. Over here we have Vortex rifles, more like it, but I decided to categorize Vortex as their own category. This is the Paragon. It is a nice rifle. You can pump fire if you want to shoot rapid fire. Overall, it's a out of ammo actually. I thought I had more ammo in there. Cool clip. This clip holds 40 rounds. It's really high capacity. Works well for this. Using pump fire, you can lay down some nice suppressive fire on enemies if you wanted to pin them down. It's a pretty good gun. Next, we have the Lumitron. Also works off a Vortex clip. Pump action on the front there, so if you want to shoot another shot, that's how you actually shoot more. Solid gun, shoots pretty straight, not bad bullet drop. Like most Vortex guns, it has the unique capacity to be able to have a bullet loaded and put the clip in and out without having to worry about pulling the thing back like most of the other ones do. You can unload it and load it while still having a bullet in the chamber. Very useful. One of the more unique ones right here is the Revonyx 360. Bit loud, it doesn't work well for any sort of stealth base at all, but it has a really cool rotary chamber back here which holds all your ammo, so you don't have to worry about unwieldy clips or anything. Also featuring pump fire, very good for suppressive fire, or even sniping, as it has pretty accurate long-range bullets, like most of the Vortexes actually do. The Vortexes I do praise for their accuracy. All of them are very, very accurate, even at long range, even these rifles. That concludes it for Vortex. We next have these 2 random ones right here. The first of which is the Recon CS6, older one if you can't tell by the color scheme. These 2 feature the unique capabilities of being able to have barrels stuck on the front, stocks stuck on the back, and tactical rails like no tomorrow, giving you a completely customized experience from rifles to sniper rifles. If you get a barrel and stock on there, it looks nice as a sniper, or even just as a pistol if you just use it like this. This is an older one, so the bullets don't look as well, but the direct upgrade to it, the Retaliator, features a new cool makeover for it. Same loading mechanism, but shoots the bullets much nicer. So, overall, the Retaliator is much better and more available to get than the Recon. I recommend it over it. It's nice, customizable, whatever. So, the real next category would be rifles right here. I'll start off, well, this one probably drew your attention first if you couldn't tell by its massive size. This is the Longshot, one of the rare sniper rifles on the Nerf brand, featuring a cool bolt action, sort of pullback style. Very long range. This is a very old one, so it's not that accurate, even with this thing on the front. It seriously reduces bullet accuracy, but when it does shoot, it shoots pretty nicely. And it includes a drop-down thing on the front, so if you want to go for emplacement sniping, you just line up your shot there, just sit there all day without having to hold this big unwieldy thing. Next we have the Rampage, which is definitely more a traditional rifle. Featuring a nice clip size if you use this huge one, or anywhere from 6 to this huge 35 clip. It shoots very nice, pretty accurate rounds with the option of pump fire if you wanted to go for more of a suppressing enemy over just shooting them if they're out in the open, which it excels at also. So it's an overall rounded gun, well for any situation. I would recommend it. Very fun to use. Next we have one of the more unique ones from the Nerf brand, which functions as a searchlight. If this little red dot was working at all, you'd be able to see that. And then if you don't want to use this as a searchlight, which most likely you don't, just press this button right here, and it drops down into an actual gun, which, imagine that, is actually useful. It's an older one. Decent bullet shots though, if you know what you're doing with it, except for that one, which sucks. And when you're done, if you don't want to have this huge thing to carry around with you, you can easily convert it back into this little briefcase-esque mode. Pretty cool. Don't recommend it for combat though, bullets aren't that good. The next one we got here is called the Firefly, and it has the unique function of having a flash right before it fires, and I'll have to shoot it a few times so I don't shoot you guys in the face. I don't know if there's batteries in it though, but it would have a flash if you had the batteries in it. So pull this top thing back to lock it up, and it shoots a pretty nice, not as powerful shot, but still high bullet velocity round that is pretty accurate. It's nice for rounding corners. If you want to do that, you can just turn around there and shoot in. Though it does chafe the thumb if you use it too much, and it's an older one, which mine is. It has a little deformity right there. Chafes my thumb. Overall, I do recommend it. It's pretty nice firing. Next, we have the Alpha Trooper CS-18. Don't know why I include the designation. It's an older one. Shoots okay. For an older one, it's actually one of the better ones. If you like the feel of a rifle that is a bit awkward to hold at the front, this is definitely a good one for you. It has a attachable stock if you wanted more of a rifle-esque mode than just a sort of hip-fire gun. But overall, it's pretty good. It's outshined by some of the newer blue ones, obviously, but what guns aren't nowadays? Next, we have an older version of the Rampage. This is the Raider CS-35. If I was thinking, I would have had this one first, but I wasn't. It functions exactly the same as the Rampage, except that its pump suppressive fire doesn't work as well. But this, as you can see, is the clear version, which is really, really cool. So, overall, if you're looking for a nice rifle, I recommend this and that one. They work really well. Next, we probably have my favorite section here, the miscellaneous section. And most likely this is drawing your eye first, considering it's massive and has a rocket on the front, so I'll go ahead and explain this one. This is a huge multi-attachment gun. Has a built-in pump for the rocket launcher, which is pretty cool. Has a gauge to tell you how much pumping you have left to do and how much you've done currently. Very unwieldy. Not the best in combat. If you want to definitely kill someone at close range though, this is definitely it. This rocket pretty much will kill anyone. Now, it has the unique ability of having a gun on the bottom attached, which, using this forward trigger here, you can trigger to shoot one bullet apparently. It's an older one, it doesn't work as well. Got not pumped. So, to pump it up a bit, I can try to shoot them, but not work. So, oh yeah, that's what this thing on the front is for. It resets which ones go next, that's right. It's a bit awkward because the bullets like to jump out of their containers, but when you pull the trigger, it shoots them all. So if you're looking for close range death, this is it. Including a nice high-powered rocket, which apparently doesn't shoot. And if you got a fresh one, you also have a little pistol which slides on the side right here. You can press this little button right here to shoot the pistol. Pretty cool. If you don't want to overkill everything you come across, that is how you would do it. The next one we have here is a really cool one. This crossbow. It is the Zombie Strike crossbow. I don't know what it's called, so I call it the crossbow. That is what it is. It shoots 2 bullets at a time, apparently. It normally shoots 1. Which is why I have spares. I recommend loading 1 bullet on the top, 1 bullet on the bottom, at least for mine. The middle 2 generally come out with them. And shooting it, it shoots a very nice, high-powered, long-distance round. Pretty accurate, even on fire, if you know how you're using it. And it's a crossbow. What more reason do you need to get it? Next, we have this really cool one right here, which the name eludes me right now. I don't know, but it has the ability to shoot single shots and rapid fire with a little toggle switch right here. If you can't tell, it's a pneumatic pump gun. I'm going to leave it on rapid because rapid would be awesome with this. And you just pump it up and hold down the trigger and unleash a flurry of bullets. More pumping for the next round. So if stealth is a thing, this is very, very conspicuous and not stealthy at all. But if you're looking for conspicuous assault, this is definitely it. Laying at least 3 bullets well pumped into your enemy and 20 of them that miss. So very good for burst suppression and long reloads. Alright, we got a few shotguns over here next. The first of which, the barrel break, works with blues, but I'm going to use whistlers for this example. It's a cool one. Pull the barrel out, turn it down, load in the 2 rounds, like so. Pull the barrel back up, stick it in, then aim and just shoot. Normally it will shoot 2 rounds, but guns have not been kind to me and keep going to not work. Apparently this bullet is no exception. So, I'll grab a blue one and use it with this whistler here on the ground. That probably did work because it's on the ground. And it will shoot 2 at... Okay, this gun hates me, apparently. So, take my word for it, it will shoot 2 at a time. The next one, which functions as an upgrade, is the rough cut 2x4. Shoots 2 bullets at a time, or if you really want to do it, 1 at a time, making it a very deadly weapon, as you can, rounding a corner, just lay off 2 bullets at a time, be ready to shoot more. Or if you're more of a careful aimed type, you can lay down 1 bullet and 2 bullets and take down 2 enemies with only pumping once, which is very good. As an alternative, as it functions equally well, is here we have the sledge fire, which is a cool shotgun. Uses clips, special canisters that hold 3 darts at a time. Works best with these blue darts right here. When you load it up, you'll aim it, shooting 3 very powerful rounds out that are surprisingly powerful for shooting 3 at a time. Now, you pull this again, it drops it down, pops the clip up so you can grab it and stick it here, and load your next one. Being able to fairly rapid shoot them. And if you don't care to keep the ammo, as you saw right there, you can shoot and just toss the clip out like that and be ready to load your next one. So, I only have 3 of these, so I don't ever do that, as they'll only have 1 clip and have no spare rounds. That concludes the miscellaneous section over here. Next we have the heavy ordnance weapons, which sadly don't work. So I'll just go ahead and explain them. This is a Vortex one. Pull the trigger, turns on the motor, then just hold down the trigger and it unleashes a flurry of dart discs. I would recommend that 40 capacity for this thing, as it's really good at laying down suppressive fire and hitting anyone as soon as they get up, as it is a Vortex gun. It is also a sniper rifle. Next we have the Stampede CS something. ECS apparently. Doesn't care how many bullets you get. You'll load a clip in here, this clip for example, I guess, but you load a clip into there, switch your target to 3 bullets, meaning it will shoot. You aim, and then you just hold down the trigger and it shoots as many darts as you have in that clip. So, very good at laying down suppressive fire, as most of these are. Next, you have a really cool one, which is the Vulcan EBF-25. No clue what EBF stands for, but it's basically a chain gun. Laying down heavy fire, most likely suppressive, and if you get a jam, use this to manually switch to the next chain, which I don't have a jam, the gun just doesn't work for me. Unless, of course, I can use it somehow as a, not electronic, but I don't think that works. So, sadly, none of these work, though they are really cool if you can get a working one.
They work, but they just don't have batteries.
They don't have batteries, but no, the batteries put in work. Next, finally, we have the fully auto/semi-auto weapons, good for offensive fire. First, we'll have this, what was this one called? Rapid Strike. Rightfully named. You let it clip in, pull the trigger to accelerate it, then just hold down and you, if the bullets work. Again, these guns hate me today. They don't want to work at all. You let the thing rev up, and then you just hold down, and it will shoot out a flurry of bullets. Which I was only using a 6 clip stupidly. It'll just unload. Okay, these guns just don't want to work. I'm just done. That's the rapid strike. Next we have the Raven, which is cool. Looks like an SMG. Has a neat clip that comes with it that, if you turn it on, lights up blue. At nighttime, it will make these little white dots light up and then shoot glowy, which is really, really cool. Helps find your ammo too. Load it in, grab the front here, hold down the trigger, revs it up, and it works like a nice SMG would. Not very accurate, but shoots a lot at a time, and decently accurate if you know how to use it. Next, we have the Barricade Rev 10, which is a really cool pistol, allowing you to dual wield 2 at a time. Jam every gun is just going to not work for me, apparently. Worked fine when I was testing them, but not now. Nice gun, allowing you to rapidly fire off a bunch of 10 rounds. Not the best distance or accuracy, but this is an older version if you can't tell by the colors. Directly upgrading it, we have the Stockade. No Rev 10 or anything, just the Stockade. It is the N-Strike Elite version, featuring a quieter motor, more powerful fire, allowing you to get longer range. If you wait between each shot, you'll actually get more distance on them, also allowing you to dual wield that too, which is pretty cool. Next, we have the Strike, which looks like sort of like a Mac 10, but this is an optional forward grip. I like the forward grip on it personally. You can also stick a barrel and a stock on it. Pull down the trigger, aim, and just pull the trigger. It's very simple. Semi-auto, very powerful. I highly recommend it. And lastly, we have the massive upgraded chain gun called the Hailfire. This holds a total of 8 different clips in it, getting up to like 144 rounds or something, I think, if you use full 16 clips in each of these slots. Or even higher. I didn't do the math. Oddly enough. So, load the clips up, pull down the trigger, revs it up, pull down the trigger, shoot very high power shots. So you switch to the next clip, you push the handle forward and pull it back down, to the next clip. You have a very instant quick fire. Very nice suppressive fire capabilities, and if you take your time, pretty accurate too. Keep an eye on the clips though, because sometimes it doesn't actually switch to the next one, meaning they just fire an empty clip when you need to fire a full one. So, this is one that I highly recommend if you're into heavy ordnance. This is definitely a good one, having a very notable sound of firing. It's all mechanical. Pulling the trigger simply pushes this bolt forward really rapidly, which then pushes the dart into 2 accelerators, hyper accelerating it out and shooting it at a very high speed. Very fast, very accurate for that type of gun, and I think that concludes everything. We have a mess of bullets everywhere now. And that's all the guns. Wait, what?
Thanks.
Oh yeah. We also have attachments over here, like I was referencing. Here's a barrel for something. We have a scope over here, I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty cool electronic scope that will light up. For some reason you needed a light up scope. And different clips. Various multiple guns, like I was mentioning earlier with this Hammer Strike, I have a spare one, because that way you can dual wield them, which is awesome. And it works very well. And we have spare clips, different barrel ones, 25 clips, 16 clips, 18 clips, and just various different attachments and stuff. Even a glowy disc one, which works the same as the other one, but lights up discs instead of darts. So, I believe that is it for this Nerf thing. That's all the guns we have. There'll probably be a tally mark of all the different guns we have in the description, giving you a total of how many we have. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching.